Yeah, stay around. Okay. Okay. All right, great. お願いします。
お願いします。
Can I join? We'll bounce around a little bit. Hi. Yeah, proper ball. It's no good. No. Thank you for taking me for the next week. About the room. Fascinating.
Dog.
Yeah, it was that sweet. So, where am I going? Yeah, oh, good. Double weighted span. Like, I was thinking to the chip. Do the spike. It's one more time. And technically shoulders. And go back forwards. And we want it. Higher. Palms. So hips. The other way. And then back of the knee. And squat. Squat. Get back up. Inside of the knee. Pressure out a bit lower. There. Get back up. Bring things together. And the other way. And lengthen it back a little bit. Spit. Roll. Yeah, you can touch it. Step on the block. The other way. Place the knee. Pressing the heel down. Go into that leg, rolling out the side. The other way. That's a look. Direction. See the knee. Direction. Direction. Shake out a little bit. Press the heel down. Loose. Coming out a bit wider. Drop first into the 10th of it. A bit of the length of the spine. Roll down. Shoulder. And bring both legs out wide.
The bloody dog. There's something in that drain.
Sticking the hands forward, length through the spine. Shift the weight towards the hands, bringing the legs together, spreading out the feet. And lengthen down to both. And then this one, just bending the knees, drawing down. Take a little bit more weight into the hands of this one. Great. Stepping one leg forward. Just drop down into the neck, into the knee, at the hip. Taking the hand, opposite hand over. Inside the knee. Rotating in. Go back. Pressing that same side hand down. And then just reach and raise it up with the opposite hand. And the opposite action, you're like drawing the elbow down. Reach and raise. The elbow down. Reach and raise. Great. Take time to find the hand. Draw the foot back. Switch it over. The opposite hand across. Hand down. Reach him up. Draw him down. Great. Bring the hand back down. Shoot the legs back. Lengthen it one more time. And then slowly walk the hands to the feet for this one. Lengthen back of the body. You can press the palms down. You can't just create some length through it. Just gently walking the hands over to one side. Walking to the other side. Back into the center. And just lace up and back up to standing, nice and slow. Let's roll out the rest of the body like this. The other way. Open hands out. Then the other way. Shoot them out. Make your fists. Back to opening, you go into like awkward T-Rex position, and then you're flicking down with this one. Elbows tight to body. Step down. Try the forearm exercise. This one. Yeah. And then the opposite side with the fist, just add a little bit of a draw down, so extending down, and a little bit of a draw back the fist. Sort of through the leg. Little draw back with it. Good. And then just the fingers just going down individually, one at a time. So put a bit of weight in the back and also press a little bit with the finger forward as well. So not to bend the finger back. Particularly if you're very flexible, it's not really to bend the finger back. It's actually just probably a bit more in the range, strengthening the finger. To the side. Good. And then straight to the thumbs. The forearm. Again, a little bit of pressure back, not to touch the thumb to the forearm. To the side. Great. Taking all the fingers over. To the side. Good. Now the top. Release it down. Check out the legs. Okie dokie. Okay, grab a Bokken. Hit on Suburi. What? Oh, stuck in the bench. What's on here? Oh, okay. We're just gonna get a couple of things that came up in the workshop at the weekend. So I've got a bit of a longer stick, so sorry about that. But in this case, we'll just look at the kind of coming into Kamae. So with this one, in your left side forward, again, it's the action really kind of a lot. In this case, just do it really with a strong sense of connection out. So we'll do a few kind of checks with it, but just first get into a few really coming in and out. Kamae. Settle into it a couple of seconds. Roll back. Lots of small details with this one. There's covered a lot. The workshop. It's one of those motions we do like hundreds of thousands of times, and doing it very badly. Discoordinated, separating, hurry in a hurry. Kind of a bad start to a practice, which is about very conscious about the body. Right. Okay, we'll just start with the feet in this case. So if you think about doing this badly, would be like stepping out with the foot and then just kind of falling forward into it. So if you think about this, it's true with all kind of compression work. One foot is going to move, and it means the other foot is going to start to take the weight of it. So really, in this case, consciously choose the foot. In this case, the left foot. Consciously choose it, and then let the weight draw out from it this way. So make the movement forwards and backwards with the sense of really finding the foot first. So it's find the foot, and then you reach out and you find the line. Same thing going back as well. You need to basically choose the foot. That means I need to kind of reset the foot again. So it's resetting, drawing back, drawing in this way. I think it's useful to also think about kind of drawing out the body. So it's as if the hips being pulled out, the Bokken's being drawn out with it this way, and then it's being pulled, drawn back into the body this way. So here's a kind of very easy kind of compression pattern, but also one that's quite easy to do badly in the sense of again falling forwards into it. So great. That's the feet. Good. And then with that, just look at the hands up. Again, major tendency with us is like start in the hands and then do the footwork with it. So really allow in this case the sense that the foot, again, that consciousness really finding the foot, and then start the movement and then draw the hands out. And try and just knock the hands into the movement. Again, the tendency is on the way back also the hands go, and then the body kind of pulls back. So try and feel that the hands are knitting into the footwork pattern. So really consciously like finding the feet first, then draw the hands into it. So it's this. Okay. Lovely. So. Okay. Just check one with this one. Check that you're not doing something like this, like a big kind of pull out this way. So obviously, if it's katana, you're kind of pulling it out of the scabbard. We're not doing that in this case. In this case, all you're basically doing is a very central movement. The other thing with this is the Bokken's not tied to the body, and I'm kind of pulling it out and then going to position this way. So that's one way to look at it. But see, this is like unified movement here. So we do a lot. If you think about a lot of the Joe work, sense of the hands working together, which just same sense in this, the Bokken's free. And I'm going to tie it into the structure as well. So as this moves, as this goes, this goes. So it all goes together, ties together. Same thing going back. So both hands are really active in it, and it's a passing through the handwork. But just try and knit the whole body together. So as soon as you move, everything moves into it. everything moves into it, and everything moves into this way. And if I kind of tie the bokken to the body this way and then do this, I'm basically doing something else in this sense, in terms of tying the body together. Ties the body together in another way. Just works on a different pattern. But in this sense, nice to simple actually. So, very good. That's so nice. Right. Lovely. Good. And we're just taking this for so just take your time with it again. Use that as a position to kind of go back into if you need to. Find your command here. Reach up into the spine. Take your time and drop into the cut this way. Reach the spine. Drop into the cut. The spine. Drop into the cut. Lovely. Here we go. That's great. Okay, we're gonna do one thing just to pull back into the eye with this. So the tendency with this form becomes very repetitive, or it's going to go like so what I want to do is really find the back of this vision. Take your time here in this vision, drop into the curve, and then just come back to neutral with it. It's a very small adjustment, but it's just come back to that neutral position. Really gives you a chance also to really find this 50-50 pattern to the feet, and then start from a neutral position, find the back. Drop engage into the curve, and then release back into the kamae this way. So again, just another way to kind of knot the body together, knotting together to the back, knotting the body into the cut, and then this one also knotting together into the back into the kamae. It's like, again, one of those moves we do a lot, like a return to neutral. And again, it can be done in a kind of very sloppy way, a disconnected way, or it can be done in much more very full kind of conscious movement and keeping the extension out as well all the time. So just play with it there. There. There's kind of three patterns in this one. You've got the line in the back, you've got the cut itself engaged, and then you've got that neutral giant kamae. That's so nice. Okay. Yeah, we'll do an exercise Lewis was doing, which is it's basically just to really slow down the cut. So it's to do it in a very slow way. Think about the Lewis was focusing on the cut when he did it on the weekend. Also think about the draw up being slow as well. So just slow everything down and really slow it down. So go as slow as you can kind of tie the whole body together with it. Think about the raise also. So the raise is going to be slow. And just really slow everything down. And then the cut itself, that's kind of the important part in this. But just play with slowing it down. So you're going to have no sense of kind of percussion with it. Just the control of the walking down. Also play with coming back into the mic. Just very slow. So we won't do a lot of this. But you don't need to do a lot. And you won't do a lot in the time. Because it's just slow down, really taking your time with it. See, the slower you can do it, the more the body's coordinated. As slow as you can do it. See the raise. The cut. So, well, two mosquitoes. Get them. Aha. Ah, okay. That's good. There we go. Okay, and then what we're going to just look at the very last section of it. So it's the release and then the drop into the cut this way. What happens a lot with this, again, particularly the last portion of it is a kind of arc through, and then I kind of kick the sword with the motion this way, something like this. So look for something that's kind of counters that, which is just the body engaging through, and it's less a focus on the tip side than it is on the grip side here, this side. So just focus on this. It's a little bit like I'm trying to break the bokken in this portion of it, drawing down into it this way. So not in the sense that I'm doing this, but in the sense that I'm dropping into the body this way. So it's an engagement of the core. It's really the perfect place to do it if you're centered around the hips here and you're dropping into the sword this way. So it's a release and then it's a drive in. It's a release and it's a drive in. Again, the focus is not to shake the tip of the sword. Do this. The focus is to engage it down into it and drop into it this way. Down and drop this way. And it's really different in the cut between kicking the sword away and dropping into the core this way. So the focus basically pulls back to the body again all the time. So it's that last like 5-10% of the cut. And just play with it as well. So play with that last portion of it. So just the kind of release and engage in the hip. Release and engage in the hip. The point of that is this: when you do the cut, there's a point in time in the cut where the feet are stable and the hips are starting to find the ground. This is the portion where the hips need to be mobile. So if the hips aren't mobile in that part, the hands kick out and the hips do nothing. They try and remain stationary. Then the body will kind of kick out and you get all this kind of responsive movement through the body. So think about in the cut as you do this, there's a point where the foot is in the ground and then the hip needs to mobilize further this way. And it's the folding of the hip here. This that you're looking at, it's basically a very subtle hinge motion for the hip. It's a hinge first, and then if I get it with both hips, it becomes a kind of spiral drain down, dropping in the body this way. This way. So just play with it here again. This position. This position. This position. And again, all the focus is the body, spiraling in. And it's really a point in the motion where the body's stationary in terms of footwork. And then the hips are really engaging in this way. And it's where the power later in the cut is going to be in the kind of percussion then. So it's that very last portion of it. And again, it's where the demand on the hips to be mobile needs to be. Okay, so the hips need to be mobilized, and otherwise the stationary, the hands are pulling away from the body. That's it. That's it. Okay, the difference is also this. It's really between pushing the sword away from the body, something like this, and spiraling the connection down. So it's the same with Bokken. If I push the connection out, I split away from the body. Yeah, even with good connection, if I'm pushing away from the body, you're just splitting it. So think about this kind of Bokken, which we'll come on to. It's really just this kind of spiral pattern down. Any kind of pressure forward is coming from the engagement of the hip in that kind of pattern this way. So it's not that the hands are pushing away from the body this way. And really a big difference between pushing away and splitting and engaging into a spiral this way. The spiral, again, will just naturally extend out the body. But it's really a difference between pushing the sword out and engaging into a spiral pattern down. Yeah, the focus is in the body and then they're kind of engaging down into the core. So that's it. Yeah, got it. Lovely. There we go. Yeah, and then do as you're doing, most you're doing now, just take it into more of a normal cut. So take it into find the back here, drop into the cut here, find the back, drop into the cut, find the back, drop into the cut. So just to get into a kind of normal pace with it. If you want to slow it down, but start to find a normal kind of cutting speed if you like. Starts to break down. Take it a little bit slower, like. Okay, just one more. It's an annoying one, but just look at this one. It's taking out the last 10% now. So you're just going to focus on finding the ground with the hips this way. So all I do now is this and then this, and it's around about this level with the sword in the movement. This, and it's the point where the foot's finding the ground. So try and find this feeling. This is where the body starts to come together. And again, the focus is in the core of the body, dropping in this way. Dropping in this way. So do the movement without dropping into the cut this way. And there's a few things you could do from there. You could just hold it in place and then reconnect back up, or you could just let the arms kind of soften. And the arm softening is also just a feedback on the position of the body. Then if I'm pushing out, you'll really notice it now. The body will just get pulled out. So focus on this kind of drive down through this way. Then you're really just driving the body into the feet this way. It's as if you're doing this with this arm. This. Yeah, and I'm not doing this. That's the body falling over. Very clear. So you're falling into your 2 feet, basically. I'm being attacked by mosquitoes. Sorry about that. Okay, good. So it's this, right? It's the connection here between the hands, and it's the connection here to the body this way. You're linking this to this, and this is primary. Obviously, so if this isn't in place, and then I'm trying to do something, the body again, the feedback in the body is that this happens. So this is primary, and then I chain this into this. So chain this into this, and it's really it's like the back of the body, all that kind of work we do in terms of finding the back, and then it's just dragging the Bokken down into this way. And again, it's going to be this primary, not the hands. If they take primary position, the body will always just go like this. There we go. That's it. Cool. That's it. That's it. Great. Lovely. Good. Great. And then we're just taking to Zengo. So with that kind of feeling as well, feel free to play with these motions. So the kind of progression you could look at would be like very slowly going into it. The major part of this exercise now is, again, it's the raise and the cut are one thing. So go slowly with it. Try and chain the whole thing together as one piece. Chain the whole thing together as one piece. Again, if you're looking at hip mobility or hips mobilizing hands, this is a great exercise for this. And going slowly really reveals a lot as well. So I'll show some of the patterns that are happening. Just watch a few. One of the patterns is pushing away from the body. So like this, and then catching the rotation. This, catching the rotation. I would say a lot of this is due to like shoulder immobility. The shoulder's not very comfortable going this way into the pattern. So it goes out this way, and then it goes around the body. It's the same like going around the hips. If the hips are immobile, the body will go around them. So I'm trying to go through the hips this way. Look out for that one. The other one that's also coming up is like a pull in this way. So like pulling in, cutting through, pulling in, cutting through, pulling in, cutting through. This makes the connection work kind of easy because it's close to the body, and then I draw it through, and then I go this way. And that's not happening, but it's doing it. It's working in a spiral path this way. So again, it's going to be on this level where the hips can guide it, and it's not that I'm pulling into the hip first. This guides this. So again, the hips are going to guide the hands through the motion. Hips release and guide the hands through the motion this way. So just look at it's that initiation of the rotation and the raise. So you're doing 2 things together, quite tricky. But then slowing it down is going to be where you kind of notice 2 things: what goes first in the movement, and whether there's a kind of splitting of the body, particularly in terms of the hands again. And those 2 things tend to go together as well. There we go, lovely. Okay. Okay, my fix for this is easy. It's like just go to the feet. Don't do anything with the hands. Just move the feet. And if you're connected with the arms, and you move the feet, the Bokken will go. It will just start to move. So focus on the feet. And again, it matters whether I'm kind of rotating in a good way or a bad way. So in the case of this rotation, the body's sinking here, and then this is mobilizing. This, and then there's a kind of draw for the body, and then there's a pressure down this way, and then a release. So you're doing like a compression pattern. It's like this through this way. Again, it's the same kind of compression work that you're doing here when you find the foot and you engage the hip this way. You're just doing the same thing now with the rotation. Find the foot, you engage the hip, and you open and close. Find the foot, find the rotation, open and close. And so if you fix the feet and the feet are basically again the chain of the connection to the ground, the primary connection to the ground, obviously, then everything should start to follow that as well. And again, it's just a question of whether I'm starting in the hands or whether they'll be inside. Great, fun. Thank you very much. Lovely. There we go. That's it, that's it, that's it. Ah. Uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Ah, interesting. Okay, this it doesn't sound logical, but just watch this. What's happening a lot of the times in the rotation is people are really like rotating into this leg. So you're like, as you're trying to rotate, you're trying to take weight into the leg. The leg just won't take it, so it will get like confused, and then everything starts kind of screw up. So you're rotating from the back of the body. So when you rotate, this is the stable leg, and then I'm gonna pull the body through this way. Same thing you do all the time, like this rotation where when I rotate, I'm gonna rotate from the back of the body. It's the same movement you do with the first Suburi, like this draw to the back. Draw to the back, so you're pulling to the back of the body. In this case, it's this leg, but you're allowing this rotation to happen. This through, and then climb it. This through, and then the rotation happens here. Down to play with again as you do it. It's kind of sinking below. But again, it's trying to find the back of the body in the rotation in a sense. And again, it's doing it slowly, which will really reveal a lot of patterns in the body, which and it's just whether I'm noticing them or I can work with them really. And you just want to be the most like efficient, simple where you can do it. Right, there we go. Lovely. Lovely, great. Lovely. Perfect. Lovely. Okay, we're going to take it to the third Suburi. Sorry, the fifth Suburi. We're doing the fifth. In this case, what I want to do is really emphasize the raise again. So it's a different raising pattern. If you think about this just in terms of movement, it's the first time in this case that you're kind of raising with an in motion. So split it up into, but really focus on this driving up, finding the center line, and then just dropping down into this way. Again, don't prioritize the cut in this case. Prioritize the razor, and then just drawing down this way. So you're just going to kind of keep the spot, sink the weight. Again, really in terms of a compression, it's going to be in the sense that I can find the foot, breathe the hip work up. Find the foot, breathe the hip work up. Find the foot, breathe the hip work up. Play a little bit and sometimes really hold that position. Choose the leg or down to your finish. But it's a different raising pattern. Obviously now you're pressing in, raising the sword up this way. Stop. That's it. That's it. All right, good. Now. Yes. So actually, something came up recently with a Yokomen, which was trying to define what a Yokomen wasn't, which really I'm not interested in so much. But one definition of Yokomen, or one way of doing Yokomen, would be see it as like a circular strike this way. So just play with this because it's an idea a lot of people have with the Yokomen. In my definition of Yokomen, it's not Yokomen at all. It's something else. But just play with it where you're going to like really circle around with this way. So it's to go from this to this. This to this, and just play with it a little bit. It's just to get this motion out of the body a little bit. So it's like this and this, but this is really a different motion. This and this, this and this. It's a very functional pattern, and as a circular strike to the side of the head, wham! It really serves as a functional kind of yoku in terms of a strike to the side of the head. But it's a very circular pattern. So the way you would do this with this one would be like through this way, and then strike out this way, this way, this way. If you're only interested in like hitting the side of the head, this is a very good way to do it. Very efficient, very strong, but very circular in this case. And it's in all senses just a slightly different route. So it's just to make a distinction between this and what we do as a yokomen. Okay, good. Okay, Now, with that, what the definition I'll go to Yokomen is, it's not just hitting the head, but hitting to the center as well. So hitting down into the center with a diagonal pathway. So this raise is circular for sure. Find the center line here, and then you do it, drive the sword into the center line. So it's not going this way, it's going this way down. And again, it just links with the kind of percussive work that we do in terms of the body coming together this way, rather than a sense that I'm kind of doing this kind of stuff. You can do that, obviously. That's one way to use the body. And this would the problem with this, a lot of people relate Yokomenuchi work to like hook kind of punching and haymaker punching, and it's not the strike. It's not that strike at all. That's really a different kind of thing. And my responses to Yokomen, my response to a kind of a hook punch will not be the same. Not be on the same. So it's not that. It's a sword throw which is going to again cut to the center line. The idea is really to cut through the center of the body, and you're just coming off slightly at a diagonal, but you're still cutting through to the center of the person. So in terms of a pure movement, again, it's a center line cut. Okay, the reason this came up is this. Just watch the tendency for this happen. If it goes circular, it really goes badly in terms of a connection to the center, because if I go circular, this stuff starts to happen, and it starts to basically, I start to work off the body this way. If I've not knitted the body together and I go circular, you really start to screw the body up this way. So play with this, make it a little bit more fine, and you're still on the body this way, so the center's still behind it. The center's still behind it. If I'm to make like a center-center connection, then my center needs to be engaged through the sword. If it's not, good luck. Yeah, you're basically breaking your own structure to kind of get to the strike this way. So when you do it, really feel that the center's behind it. It's still blocking to the center, and again, it's the center pressing through this area of the sword. So, and if that's off, even like millimeters and centimeters, it's really off, and then everything just will start to twist when speed and power. So you do this one. Really see it as like it's just an adjustment from the Shomanuchi work this way, but still working really on the core of the body. And it's just, again, it's an increase in the hip mobility to open up that motion. So, and again, it's one of those, if you're off center, you're just off center. And it's again, being sensitive to that. And again, the function of the strike in this case, which is to cut through to the center. And again, it's not a change of arm work at all, it's a change of hip work. So this is the problem we've got here. There we go, lovely. Okay, and then the problem is this, what tends to happen is this, I go to this kind of, this movement, and it starts to infect the rays as well, so it starts to like infect the rays, and I start to make the rays too linear. Something like this, so the tip in this case, basically passing up and down, really allowing this case the tip to whip around the back of the head this way. There's a reason for this, obviously later it's going to protect the body as you go in, but also later makes this movement very fast to do. And the reason for that is also it's following the hip work. So the hip work draws the sword around and then draws it back into the body this way, kind of diagonal. But try and avoid something where the hip goes linearly and the sword goes linear too. That's easy in a sense of connection, that's quite easy to do. But you're basically working like Shomanuchi work in this way. So try and find, in this case, the hip go, the sword receives the motion and then it drags into the center line again. So it's like a whipping around at the tip and then a dropping in this way. I think there's two distinctions in that place. It's really one motion. If you try going really fast with it, if you make this a linear motion, it's basically just two motions. If you make this a circular motion into a diagonal, it's possible to do really as one quick thing. And again, it's what you're looking for in this case is not a raise and then a cut. It's one motion. And it's one motion of the hip engaging into the cut this way. And this is when you get attacked like this and somebody does it this way. It's like very much like a whole body movement coming in, and then that's very strong and it's difficult to kind of defend against. That's it, lovely. So again, I've just play a little bit like go slow, go fast with it. Again, there's things you can do slow that you can't do fast, and there's things you can do fast you can't do slow, and it's figuring out in that which of those are kind of useful and which are not, which are functional and which are not. Right. Lovely. Well done. Yeah, good. Good. Lovely. There we go. Good. And let's just play a little bit here. you play with this forward because it's the kind of easy one to go, which would be like forward and into the strike and then landing the weight. But because we've done a lot of mobility work anyway, just play with also directional work as well, so you can choose any direction. I would play with forward, and I would play with these kind of two front diagonals. So just moving into the foot and finding the cut this way. Allow yourself to kind of come to neutral each time. So you've got a very clear pattern for it, and then just play with going into the yokomen this way. Again, you're going to have like a circular cut through the raise, and a diagonal cut down. Circular cut through the raise, diagonal cut down. And then try and make it one motion. So the first one that I would look at is, again, just a kind of forward motion. If the body starts to get a bit confused, then go into just on the spot. And if you feel comfortable with it, just start to play again with a little bit more mobility through it. So just choosing different angles with it. Ella, see you soon.
See you soon.
Right. Good. Nice. There we go. Very nice. Good. All right. Good. Okay. So we'll just finish it. Let's just give it a bit more ground into it and again open up the distinction. So start up with a yokomen. Start it with a shomen, like you do the first Suburi. Round into the movement this way, and then from there think about just releasing to one side and into a yokomen. So what we did just at the end of the workshop. So we start with a very clear shomen. So and then the second cut is going to be to a yokomen this way, driving it again. You got the drawer, drop in to the ground, and then use that connection, find the ground with the yokomen. So just two nice clear moves with the shomen, open up into the yokomen. And then really fully using the 𝗓𝗏 in this case to like gather up the body and then release it into the yokomen as well. Gather up the body, drop into it, release into it this way. You know, just got to go a little bit more like a normal cutting pace with it. So, yeah. Okay, we're going to just chain in one 𝗓𝗏. So it's going to go like this. Do this. There's a lot of patterns to do this. It's going to go like 𝗓𝗏, yokomen, and then from that position, find the back and step in 𝗓𝗏 this way. Doing like shomen, yokomen, shomen. And the shomen at the last one is going to be like you do Zengo. So it's a rotation through. Find the center line, drop into the body this way. And then you just treat that. You go like shomen, yokomen, back on the shomen with a strong rotation through the form this way. Then just allows you to finish 3 cuts. Shomen, yokomen, shomen. And that last one again, do it as if you would do Zengo Giri. You're like right side, shomen. Left side, yokomen. Right side, shomen. And if you're comfortable with it, just start to open it out. Last few, start to really open out the movements a little bit. But keep it in that kind of. Very last few. Do the last few just nice and slow. So really take your time with it. Keep it as one kind of pattern in the sense of really focusing on the body here before releasing. Finding the ground. Finding the ground. Reset. Last nice and. basically coming back into the body. Really. Forget about the sword in the scalp. Really go to a comfort into the body. Let's just shake out a little bit, shake out the shoulders. And just taking it to an impulse down and settle. Impulse down, settle. Mention hands and feet. Settle the body in. Lovely. Great. どうもありがとうございました。
どう
どうもありがとうございました。
Okie doke. Good. Thank you very much. There we go.